happy are you to hear those words?
You have no idea. I've been waiting a long time for tonight, a game that counts. How great is this?
Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. Daniels with Risache out on the perimeter. And it's McCollum at the point. Here's Orlando. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
And last time against this team, they struggled with foul trouble. It led to an ugly loss.
Yeah, look, when your best players can't stay on the floor, that's a problem. It puts your team in a really difficult position to win.
Here's Johnson. Pass to McCollum. Carter with the block.
That is exactly what these coaches want to see from Carter. Defend the rim.
And Caro outside. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take two from the free throw line.
First personal
That one
foul.
on Johnson. Well,
First
granted,
team foul.
6'10", 250. Caro is a guard in a big man's body.
Yeah, B.A., he has a great handle, which allows him to get wherever he wants on the floor. And the vision to create for his teammates, too. But if you put a smaller guy on him, he plays bully ball.
Now here's McCollum. 17 points for him last game against New York.
Yeah, and how about his work on the defensive side? Swatting away several shot attempts.
Outside Risache. Shot clock at 5. And he jams it home with authority.
Showcasing his athleticism. Plays like this are why you gotta be excited about Risache's future in this league.
The three from Bain. Rebounded by Johnson. The Hawks have gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. The three ball. Daniels misses. Daniels against Bain. Pass to Suggs. Wagner right side. Over Risache. And it's Wagner missing.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Daniels misses. Here's Caro. It's wide right, hits off the rim.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
Uses the glass on the layup.
I mean, 6'10", about 250. Caro imposing his will inside.
Johnson with a bucket.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Well, Carter Jr.'s got great ability to create shots, even quickly when needed.
There's the screen by Johnson. McCollum, pass to Johnson. Wow!
Are you kidding?
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Well, you can't teach the athleticism displayed there by Johnson.
So for the Magic, De Silva comes in for Wagner, and Black subbed in for Suggs. Well, after the Magic traded away Dwight Howard back in 2012, seems like they spent about a decade in limbo, Grant.
So true, B.A. And once they finally committed to building through the draft, the turnaround was pretty rapid, showing the upside of drafting and developing from the ground up.
Now here's Caro. Turned in an outstanding game against Detroit. And foul called on Dyson Daniels. That's his first foul of the game. Kuminga, he's checked in for Atlanta. Alexander Walker comes in for Daniels.
Jonathan Kuminga. Nikhil Alexander Walker.
Black outside. Down low. Here's Carter. And it's slammed in by Carter.
Well, keep in mind, Carter has run these sets countless times. He's reliable when it comes to knowing where to go.
Now here's Alexander Walker. He had a 36-point outing in their last game against New York. The three is up. It's hauled in by the Magic. And Caro's got his 4th rebound in this one. Carries it down low. And Caro's got 5 points.
Oh, too big, too strong. It'll take more than that to stop Caro.
To the right side. And here is Kuminga. Count it.
Terrific design and execution, leading to an opportunity right at the rim.
27 seconds left to play in the first. Passes to Bain. Picked by Carter. Over to the wing. From the arc. De Silva, no good. Now McCollum. Still no points. And stolen by Banchero. With 2 seconds left. It's good.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. It's the Magic leading by 3. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. All right, well, a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Magic.
Well, their defense has been really impressive, especially the number of blocks they've managed to get. It's not easy to keep denying guys at the rim.
And also their pressure defense is paying dividends tonight, turning them over and getting out in the open floor and running.
Javon Carter is out there with Anthony Black. Then it's Goga Batase. Then there's Wagner. And it's De Silva in at the 4-man spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, guys. The Magic are building something. Paolo Banchero said, quote, "It's been a long time coming. The fans have been waiting for the Magic to be good and to be challengers, even contenders. There is a lot of excitement in the city right now. We're just building and feeding off of that. Brian, back to you."
They've got their fans fired up. All right, thank you, Allie. 5 on the clock. Takes the 3. Got Silva with the rebound. Magic leading by 3. Black outside. Pass to Batase. Wagner against Kuminga. From 9 feet. And it's Wagner missing. And the Hawks shooting just 33% so far in this game. And the 8th overall pick in 2021. Grant, what surprises you about Franz Wagner?
I don't think we knew he'd be this lethal off the dribble. His perimeter shooting has really been the one hiccup. But once he locks that in, watch out.
Batase a screen on Kuminga. Here's Wagner. Back to Carter. Pass to Wagner. Second chance effort. Driving to the basket. And the layup is up and in.
I mean, some good stuff out here. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come off of nice passes.
And so the timeout by Glenn Snyder here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Well, Graham, offense is trying to stretch the D with a breaking point. But it goes beyond just 3-point shooting.
Yeah, there's how you position on the perimeter. But, you know, then you also want that vertical spacing, too, where you have a lot of threat at the rim.
Looking at who's out there now for Orlando. Paolo Banchero, he's checked in for De Silva. Bain comes in for Carter. And Suggs is subbed in for Black. Pass to Banchero. Shoots over Johnson. And Banchero gets it to go. And now a 7-point Orlando lead. And it's Daniels with the ball for the Hawks. Still looking for their first basket since the first quarter. Johnson with a bucket.
Well, look, the defense is there, but Johnson can score it on pretty much any.
Suggs, pass to Banchero. Over Johnson. Banchero, no good.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Okongwu with it. Wagner picks him up. The 3 from Rizachet. Pure from 3-point range. Now just a 2-point Magic lead.
Yeah, good mechanics and a high release. Rizachet's shot is pretty refined and ready for quick attacks like this. And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
From deep, Johnson is rebounded by Batase. Magic leading by 4. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
Ooh, getting up there. I mean, Banchero wants everyone to know he's a threat to hammer it down.
Pass to Okongwu. Here's Ricochet. Here's a Kongwu. Oh, done by a Kongwu.
Love to see this kind of aggression from a Kongwu. Great job playing with force inside.
Suggs, the pass to Wagner. Lays it up and banks it in. Wagner's got 4 points in the quarter.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Pass to Johnson. Back to Daniels. Inside. Here's a Kongwu. Tipped.
Well, Suggs is an elite on-ball defender. We don't see a lot of blocks by a guard.
What if it goes? And that's not going to go. This is at the buzzer. And so it's the Orlando Magic leading by 6 as we... All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
Welcome to halftime. First up, let's check out what games are tipping off. And just for a moment here, I was wondering, if you guys were playing in the league today, which current player would you most like? And looking back on that first half, it certainly hasn't gone as planned for the Hawks.
Guys, take a
Thanks as always.
In that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Paolo Banchero with a strong contribution so far in this one.
When he got good position and they got the ball to him, he was automatic.
Reminds me of the good old days. Beat it to the big and let him work.
And the Hawks, looking at who they've got. Ricochet at the 3, Johnson at the 4. C.J. McCollum is out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's a Kongwu in at center.
And leaking out well in transition. Man, I like seeing Daniels get rewarded for hustling.
Here's Bain. Misses the jumper. Hawks trail by 4. Releases from 15. Drained it for 2 points. McCollum's got his first 2 points.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
There's no question about the skill level of C.J. McCollum, a long-time NBA star, Stan.
Well, look, at this point, it's just muscle memory for him. So many spots on the floor, B.A. One of the things that impresses me the most is how he scores against good defense.
Johnson a screen on Bain. There's Daniels. Orlando with the rebound. Outside Bain. Carter finds Bain. Bain with a screen on McCollum. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Nice use of the fit. Suggs knew where he wanted to go with the ball and got it there.
There's a screen by Johnson. McCollum on the wing. Outside Johnson. From deep. Rebounded by Suggs. Magic leading by 6. Kicks it out to Wagner. Carter, high post. Another shot. Kongwu with the rebound.
Oh, gritty defense. Protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Jalen Suggs is a tone setter for this Magic team, putting his body on the line with his constant activity. Coach Jamal Mosley said, quote, he wears his emotion and his heart on his sleeve. He's pure. There's so much love there. That's why this group is the way it is, because of how he is. Back to you, B.A.
He's a culture setter. Allie, we appreciate the report. Back to Carter. Hey, puts up a 3. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Daniels passes to a Kongwu. And Carter with the block.
Well, that's just great defensive execution. Carter Jr. connecting on the block.
Hawks trail by 8. There's Daniels. Knocks down down the long J. Daniels has got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, the defense was a little soft. He felt free to take that shot.
Outside Bain. Pass to Carter. Gets stolen by Kongwu. And a fast break now for Atlanta. With the 10-footer. Outside Rizachet. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. Kongwu has the open look. And all around the rim that time before dropping. Now just a three-point Magic lead. And so now a timeout called by Jamal Moses. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Black's checked in for Orlando. Atlanta also making some changes. Gay's checked in for Kongwu. And it's Kuminga in for Johnson. Here's Wagner. To the paint. Carter. And it's slammed in by Carter.
I like the way Carter Jr. plays. He gives you the size, and he gives you the toughness.
On the wing, Rizachet. Defended by Wagner. Rizachet with the ball. Wagner's on it. Back to Rizachet. 6 to shoot. The three-pointer off the mark. Magic leading by 5. Black outside. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
Well, he can play inside with that 6'7" size. Black aggressive down low.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Rizachet. Atlanta needs to get off a shot. Shot's good by McCollum.
3.
The three from Bain. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. The third quarter comes to a close. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist to the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that right on the money and made things look easy for his team.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Suggs and Bain team up at the backcourt. Then it's Anthony Black. Then it's Goga Bitadze. And it's De Silva in at the power forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. The three from Bain. On target from range. And the Magic lead by 7.
Magic foul.
Now Desmond Bain, among the most active shooters in the world.
Team foul.
And so it's Atlanta with it. Vincent with the ball. Pass to Kuminga. There's a screen by Johnson. Throws it up high. Alley-oop up top. Hammer it home.
Sometimes you just have to throw it up to an athlete and let him do the rest. That's a great finish from Johnson.
Now here's Suggs. The D's right on him. Back to Bain. Just 5 to shoot. Bitadze a screen on Kuminga. Bain, no good.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
Vincent outside. Kuminga against Bitadze. Outside, Alexander Walker. Takes a three. Orlando with the rebound.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Here's Suggs. The three from Bain. Knocks down the trifecta.
That's Bain's go-to zone. You can't let him have a look from there.
Timeout. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Orlando making some changes. Carter, he's checked in for Bitadze. Alabancaro comes in for De Silva. And Wagner subbed in for Black. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Kongwu checked in for Gay. Rizachet comes in for Kuminga. Daniels is checked in for Alexander Walker. And it's McCollum in for Vincent.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play. shows Banchero's strength and his determination.
Second personal foul. First
And
team
Banchero,
foul.
no good on that one. Hawks trail by 10. Daniels. Payne with a rebound. Carter outside. Now Suggs.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Payne outside. Banchero fires. Johnson with the rebound. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Hawks. McCollum outside. He's off from three.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Outside Banchero. Here's Suggs. It's stolen by Conwoo. Ricochet with the ball. Wagner picks him up.
Look, when Ricochet gets downhill, he does a great job of beating the finish.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. And he does get the second one. And that brings him within single digits.
Every point matters in a game like this. We should remember that in this free throw when it's all said and done.
Carter outside. Wagner on the wing. Ricochet covering. And play stops. A whistle there. That looks like an illegal screen.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
And a hand on it. And Caro delivers inside.
Nothing left to do but to watch the clock tick towards zero. Nice victory here for the Magic.
I'd say the rim protection really turned things around in their favor.
Yeah, their defensive rotations have been superb. They've been trying to challenge every shot. I love their effort.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one. The defense had absolutely no answers for him tonight.
Wagner. No.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
Payne with a rebound. And here are the Magic now. Carter, a screen on Daniels. Payne. The triple drop. So it's the Magic winning this one easily. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yeah, so true. They put on a show here at